as you know, we represent just over 4,700 hardworking hospital workers in Hamilton. What can be done at a federal level to stop provincial levels creeping of privatization of healthcare in Ontario?
Well, I think the biggest thing to acknowledge, particularly during COVID, a lot of people like to pretend that healthcare is only provincial. I disagree. I think if you look at the Canada Health Act, you would see that it's a shared responsibility. The problem is neither Conservatives nor Liberals have had the political will to put conditions on provinces for outcomes. Our demands in the CAS agreement, for instance, things like pharmacare, we demanded that it would be publicly administered and universal. We believe that healthcare, the completion of Tommy Douglas's dream, includes universal, publicly administered healthcare without equivocation. The challenge is that the Liberals and Conservatives, that choice, they're two sides of the same coin. The Liberals will do death by 1,000 cuts. They'll do it provincially. We watched it with McGuinty. We watched it with Wynne. Or, we'll watch this again with Trudeau and the way in which the transfer payments have occurred. The truth is the federal government has not brought its fair share to the provinces with transfer payments. I'll start there.
Thank you.
But that's not the only problem. The only problem is the meager money that they are sending the provinces are unconditional. So you look at people like Doug Ford, who can sit on billions in surplus while continuing to cut. We know this is an age-old tactic. So if the Liberals are a death by 1,000 cuts, conservatives are the hatchet. But the result is the same. And as New Democrats, we believe that there must be conditions, that the federal partner needs to be a strong partner. They need to ante up on provincial transfers, but those transfers must be conditional on outcomes. Why that matters is because it's no longer good enough to send a blank check to a province to allow them to use that healthcare money to give tax breaks to the ultra wealthy, which is what people like Doug Ford have done here in Ontario. And you speak about privatization. The privatization scheme between Liberals and Conservatives is the same plot, just a bit of a different flavor. First, they underfund the service. Then they create chaos. Then they blame the service. And then they say, look, the public sector can't do it. They privatize it.
Absolutely. We've said that, starving public.
That's right.
Right. To create this fairy tale that private is the way to go.
Right. And we watched what happened with long-term care. So we want to take the profits out of healthcare. We want to deliver world-class healthcare for Canadians from coast to coast to coast on a national standard with a strong federal partner that has conditions on transfer payments, which, should be more. And we need to invest in our infrastructure at a time when, big corporations and insider-backed Liberals and Conservatives would seek to carve it up and sell it off to their, former members of Parliament and former political insiders.